Why do we act as if life has an instruction manual? Seriously, who made up the rules that's called life and then wrote it down? No one. No one has wrote down beyond their basic interpretation of what life should look like. Should look like, not what it really is. I've known for a very long time that we create our reality based on the thoughts that we think. We have to have a thought before we can create something, because we have to go, oh, I have a need for it. I have a want, need, desire kind of a thing. So how do I make it? Then we go about gathering our resources and then creating it. So whoever said we had to do it by a set blueprint, pattern, template, handbook, workbook, instruction manual. Life is what we make it, which means we can have a template, a workbook, a handbook, and all of those tools as beautiful resources to use to create our pattern, blueprint, template, workbook, handbook for our life. It's not a end all be all solution when somebody hands you something, because what they're actually handing you is their experiences of life. So we need to have our own. We need to embrace that others have went before us and be able to say we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We can be okay with what's come before, and we can innovate on it and do something different and better for ourselves. And that is something that I want you, and I invite you to do, is stop and look. What is your programming, if you will? What is your blueprint, template, handbook that was handed to you by your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your teachers, and everyone else? Yeah, I've talked about this before. And if you're just starting to follow me, feel free to go back on YouTube. I go back a ways. You'll find all kinds of information. It's amazing how we can do things the same way over and over and over again because it becomes a habit, or that's the way we learned how to do it. Such as somebody cutting off the ends of a ham and somebody asking, why in the world did you do that? And so she finally asked her mother, well, my mother did it. And then they finally asked the grandmother, why in the world did they cut the ends of the ham off? And she goes, well, I did it because my pan was too small. And so it would fit. So they'd been doing this habit because of a small pan, not because it was something that just needed to be done. So it's very interesting that sometimes our own habits become that way. We need to eliminate the box. We need to eliminate other people's rules and shoulds, because we really do need to stop shoulding all over ourselves, because there's so many people, oh, you should be. Oh, well, I did this, so you should too. Or all kinds of things. Well, here's the thing. Just because it works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You need to find your unique talents and throw them out into the world and say, here I am. This is what works for me. And these are my experiences. And I am more than willing to tell them to you, show them to you, so that maybe you can either get some inspiration, some motivation, maybe have a new resource and be able to take something into your own life and say, that works for me, but the other 9 things don't. So we have to learn to be aware and discerning in our understanding of what works for us. And that is the beauty of having a group or community of people that will support you and uplift you and go, hey, I have a question, and you get 50 different answers. And within that 50, there might be a combination of answers or one that suits you or none of them do. And that isn't the amazing thing about having an awesome community. So I would totally love to invite you to go over to the newly named Graceful Conversation Facebook group over on Facebook and join me over there. I'm building this community where we do support people, where you'll get advice, where you can find recipes, where you can find all that stuff about life, not just business, because there is no separation between business, life, personal, that kind of thing. It's all life. We just have different aspects of that life. And our aspects of life, it's like a piece of pie. We have different slices within that pie, but it's still a whole pie. And our life is a whole experience. And so I hope that you guys will come join me in this community. It's just getting started. So be prepared for some growing pains, though that's fun too. As I learn what you need and what you want and what you desire, then I can add to the community. I can add to the group. I can add more resources so we can be resourceful together. And I hope that you will join me soon, because as a, so to speak, founding member, as somebody who gets in on the ground floor, you get to drive the direction of the group. You get to drive what information is going to be there. You're going to help other people who come behind you. This is something that is awesome because purpose is a beautiful thing. Impacting 10 million people, I'm not doing that alone. I'm going to have help. You will help me when you join the group. Or if you're already in the group, be active. Post your wins. Post questions. Have all this fun stuff. And that's the beauty of community. You get out of it what you put into it. Just like life. When we do the work, we reap the reward. And that is the thing that we need to remember. There is no instruction manual for life. We choose what we want and desire. We take action and we reap the rewards of that action. And if we don't take action, we reap nothing. So today, this weekend, come join me and let's take some action together.